Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take those dense expert analyses, all the scouting reports and strategic briefings, and, we boil them down for you.
Yep. Give you that tactical shortcut right now.
And today, we're jumping into one of the NBA's really historic rivalries.
We're going deep on the Los Angeles Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. We are moving way past the box score.
Right. We're going to dissect the tactical edges, the momentum, all the star power dynamics that are going to define this next matchup.
I mean, that's the whole point.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Our mission here is, it's surgical. We're cutting through all the general sports talk to find, the 3 or 4 critical factors?
The deciding factors.
Yeah.
Based purely on the source material we've got in front of us.
Straight into that actionable insight.
And look, to really get the weight of this game, you have to appreciate the history.
It's not just another game on the schedule.
Not at all. Historically, this is a decades-long Western Conference institution. I mean, we're talking about dynasties facing off year after year.
And the record is just wild.
It's almost unbelievable how close it is. The Lakers have, a tiny historical edge in the regular season?
Yeah.
Something like 99-95.
That's incredible. That suggests a rivalry built on not dominance, but total parity.
Exactly. Absolute parity.
So that 99-95 margin, it's fascinating. It's like they're a mirror for each other. They know exactly how to push each other's buttons. But how does that history translate to this season?
Well, it translates directly into total unpredictability, which is why this is so fun to break down.
Okay.
Our sources confirm the teams have split their games this season. They're 1-1.
When you see a split like that, what does it tell you?
It tells you neither side has really figured out a sustainable edge yet. They're still feeling each other out.
And we can't ignore the NBA Cup, right? That always adds a little extra intensity.
100%. The Spurs actually got their win against the Lakers during that NBA Cup matchup on December 10th.
And that's not just a regular season win?
No, it's a statement under pressure. It proves they have a blueprint to beat this Lakers roster when the stakes are a bit higher.
Okay, so the Spurs have that very specific recent victory. But if we zoom out just a little, say the last 5 meetings.
The Lakers have a slight edge.
Yeah, they've taken 3 of the last 5.
A slight upper hand, yes. And that momentum, you can feel it right now. The Lakers are definitely showing a surge of offensive firepower. They're coming off some big wins.
And their stars are clicking.
Both of them. We've seen their superstar duo both going for 30-plus points in recent games.
Yeah.
When your 2 main guys are hitting that level at the same time, that's just a huge wave of momentum.
So if the Lakers are firing on all cylinders, why are the Spurs still considered such a threat? I mean, they don't have the same win streak.
Because the Spurs, even though they're young, they're incredibly competitive. They might be coming off a close loss, but the analysis really stresses their ability to rally, especially at home.
The home crowd.
For a young team, the energy of a home game against a rival like the Lakers can just override everything else. That home court shifts from being just a backdrop to a key tactical factor.
Okay, that really sets the stage. Let's move from that macro view to the micro, the star power, because these games are always decided by which engine runs better. Let's start with the Lakers.
What's so interesting here is the sheer concentration of impact. The analysis points right to Luka Dončić.
The Lakers superstar.
He's playing at an MVP level.
Yeah.
And it's not just stats. He's the nexus of their offense. Leading scorer, top rebounder, primary playmaker. He controls everything.
He's the sun the offense revolves around. But isn't that kind of reliance, risky? What if the Spurs figure out a way to slow him down? What's the counter?
That's where LeBron James comes in, the evergreen force of nature.
Of course.
The source material details his importance, especially on both ends of the floor and, crucially, in the clutch.
So the Lakers' strengths are pretty clear then.
Oh, yeah. Superstar playmaking, elite isolation scoring when a play breaks down, and just invaluable experience when the game is on the line. They basically guarantee production in the last 2 minutes.
Guaranteed clutch production. Okay, let's flip the coin. How does the Spurs' young core stack up against that kind of high-level ISO scoring?
The Spurs have built their identity around a new dynamic core. And it all starts with Victor Wembanyama, their franchise centerpiece.
He's more than just a scorer, though.
So much more. He's an elite rim protector,
Yeah.
a true defensive anchor whose presence just changes shots. And he's getting more and more involved in their playmaking, starting the transition offense.
But there's a big caveat in the analysis about Wembanyama, isn't there?
A huge one. The source is very specific that his health status dramatically affects their ceiling.
How so?
Well, if he's not fully effective, their whole defensive scheme changes. His length is foundational. If he's compromised, there's suddenly a massive hole in their defense.
And alongside him, you've got De'Aaron Fox, the main scorer and ball handler. But there was a detail about another player that really stood out.
Stephen Castle.
Right.
The analysis highlights that Castle has had breakout scoring games specifically against the Lakers in the past.
That's the kind of thing that must keep coaches up at night.
It's a nightmare. Knowing a specific role player just elevates his game against your team's specific weaknesses. It suggests a real matchup advantage for the Spurs.
So we've got the stars. But in a tight game, it's often not about the stars. It's about the depth. Where are the Achilles heels in these rotations?
The contrasting weaknesses, I think, could be the single deciding factor here.
And for the Lakers, it seems pretty glaring.
It is. The inconsistent scoring from their reserves, they have fundamental bench issues, and it's made worse by a thin backcourt because of injuries.
So their bench can have some wild swings.
Absolutely. From a decent plus-minus one night to just getting blown off the court the next, they rely almost completely on their top two guys.
So if Dončić or LeBron has a slow start, or if they have to sit for a few minutes, the floor just drops out from under them.
Very quickly. The sources point out it's a continuity problem. They've used star power to, paper over those cracks in the rotation.
And the Spurs' weaknesses, they feel like the other side of that coin.
They are. The Spurs' issue is less star depth beyond their top three guys.
Yeah.
Wembanyama, Fox, and Castle. And while Wembanyama is a defensive anchor, the team as a whole can have lapses on the perimeter.
So they can be inconsistent.
Yeah, if their young guys have a rough shooting night or if the communication on defense breaks down, they can falter.
Okay, let's get to the tactical chessboard. This is the most interesting part. We have two teams built so differently. How do they actually match up on the court?
Well, the offensive clash is a textbook example of, style versus pace.
Deliberate versus fast.
Exactly. The Lakers' offense is so reliant on Dončić and James. Lots of mid-range, lots of isolation sets. It's slow, it's methodical. It's an I dare you to stop me style.
Where they can just eat up the shot clock.
18 seconds of it, easily. Forcing the defense to just stand and watch.
That feels unstoppable when it works, but does the source mention if that makes them predictable?
It does. It suggests that while it's an elite offense, it becomes easier to scout. The goal is simple. Stop the primary isolation action.
And the Spurs are the complete opposite.
They are the counter program to that. They run more motion, more pace. They want to score in transition.
And Wembanyama often starts that.
Right, with a block or a rebound. And he's immediately looking to push the ball. Their offense is all quick decisions. 2 passes, a screen, and a roll to the rim in the first 7 seconds.
So it's guaranteed isolation versus high-speed chaos.
That's a great way to put it.
Let's talk defense. This is often the tiebreaker, especially when one team, like the Lakers, relies so heavily on just 2 guys to score.
And this is where it gets really, really critical for the Lakers. The analysis is clear. Their defense has been below league average.
What's a specific problem?
Perimeter defense. It's inconsistent. A major concern. If the Spurs use their pace, they could just relentlessly exploit that weakness with kickouts and dribble penetration.
So the Spurs' offense is almost perfectly designed to attack the Lakers' biggest defensive flaw.
It really is. That's the core conflict of this whole matchup.
Can Dončić and LeBron's offense really mask that over a full 48 minutes?
That's the question. In a low-scoring game, that Lakers defense could be fatal. They have to hope their offense is just so overwhelming that it forces the Spurs into a shootout they can't win.
And on the other side, the Spurs' defense is all about their big advantage in the middle.
Yes. It's so much stronger when Wembanyama is active. He alters everything near the basket. He commands the boards.
Well, yeah, he can't be everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the Lakers reserve somehow get hot from 3, Wembanyama can't cover the paint and the three-point line, and then those perimeter lapses for the Spurs will get exposed.
We've done offense, we've done defense, but for anyone watching this game, what about the minutes when the stars aren't on the court? The bench battle.
This is so important. Over a 48-minute game, bench cohesion is paramount. And the analysis concludes that the Spurs may have a slight advantage there.
In what way?
Just in cohesion. The reserve units play together more predictably. They stick to the system. This is a huge contrast to the Lakers' erratic bench, which can get into hero ball or just break down defensively.
That's a massive tactical insight. It means the starters might play to a draw, but the Spurs could build a crucial 5 to 7 point lead with their bench.
Forcing the Lakers stars to expend all their energy just climbing out of that hole in the fourth quarter. It's about which team can survive the non-star minutes.
All right, let's put all this data together. Let's look at the predictions, the odds. Is there any clear favorite here?
Not at all. There is absolutely no consensus. The forecasts are completely split.
So what are the two camps saying?
Well, some picks lean toward the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
They cite their past success and, the sheer firepower of their stars. If Dončić and LeBron both go for 30, it almost doesn't matter how bad the bench is.
Individual brilliance can just win the game.
It can. But then other experts are pointing toward San Antonio.
Because of the home court and the tactical edges?
Precisely. Home court, Wembanyama's defense, and the way their system can really exploit the Lakers' weaknesses, the betting advice just reinforces it.
What does it say?
It points to a tight game. A narrow margin either way. You're not betting on a blowout. You're betting on who has the ball with a minute left.
Okay, let's distill this for everyone listening. The final takeaways. What are the key edges that will define this game?
I think you have two distinct hammers.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lakers, it's that superstar duo, it's their recent offensive momentum, and it's their proven clutch scoring.
The high floor, high ceiling approach. And for the Spurs?
Their edges are the home crowd, the defensive length from Wembanyama, and that balanced secondary scoring and bench cohesion that can keep pressure on all game.
So the likely outcome, based on everything we've looked at, is a competitive, high-scoring game that's decided in the frantic final minute.
Yes, it's going to be a fourth quarter game. And the deciding factor will probably come down to current injuries and rotation depth. Whichever team manages its bench better, I think, walks away with the win.
This has really given us the tactical map. We've moved past just names and looked at isolation versus motion, the huge difference in perimeter defense, and that impact of bench depth.
And that's the value, right? You now understand not just the who, but the how and the why behind whatever the final score is.
Before we wrap, let's leave you with one final thought to ponder. In an era that's so dominated by these isolation superstars that guaranteed clutch production from a duo like Dončić and James, what's actually more valuable in a long playoff series?
That's the big question.
Is it that guaranteed clutch play, or is it the more balanced, transition-based scoring that you get from youthful depth and motion offenses?
That question really gets to the philosophical divide in championship basketball right now. The answer might just determine who lifts the trophy in June.
Exactly. We hope this deep dive helps you appreciate all those nuances the next time these two rivals face off.